There's a clap. I need to get that. The clapboard, I have
The
to.
director's cut.
Yeah, because I think the best way to start the podcast now is to like hand the guest the little clapper.
Oh, that would be so
they
cute.
can be like, boom, action, and then that's will be the start of the podcast.
That would be super. Actually, that's super cute. I like that. Instead of clapping.
Yeah, instead of clapping and doing some random thing, I was like, all right, here's the clipboard. Now you're going to just clap it, and then that's going to start.
That's exciting. That makes it like I feel like it's like their episode too, and like we could write their name on it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely do that for when we bring it back. We're gonna have a little clipboard.
I love that.
Brooke and Haley both said it, and
Yes.
they I don't know even think they communicated that, but they both said it. So I was like, all right, I think that'd be a good piece to start the podcast.
Even if
off
it's
with.
not like an official, like even if it's something we get like off Amazon, you know what I mean? Like I mean, I don't think it'd be expensive, but
Yeah, no, I think it'd be good.
yeah.
But all right, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode here of Hot Shots. We are on our final episode. This is the last one here.
Yep.
So for this episode, we kind of just want to do a little recap of all the podcasts that we've been through, everybody we've talked to, and then even our experience when we went to Miami Swim Week recently. So for me, I just think this whole season was just perfect, honestly, from the people that we interviewed and then ending it off with going to Miami Swim Week and like showcasing and talking with everybody that we met of who we've already interviewed. I was like, it's like the perfect way to end it, you know?
I agree. Like, I just feel, I don't know. I knew going at, like, when we discussed me joining the podcast in December, I just knew, like, this is going to be a lot of work, but, like, it's going to be worth it. And I just feel like every episode is just, we'll talk about it in depth, but just we've grown so much in the last 6 months, like as speakers, like, you know, just watching the video you just showed me, like for this, it's like your presence has grown, like your confidence in the mic has grown, you know what I'm saying? Like I just think having that repetitive and week after week having guests and filming episodes and having conversations, I feel like it's grown us both individually and grown the podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think this one is definitely my favorite one in terms of like how I kind of grew in podcasting.
Yeah.
Because that first season I did with Leo, I felt like I was still a little new to like interviewing, asking questions.
Right.
But this season I felt like I got a lot better. After maybe like the second or third one, I got a lot more comfortable with it. So I think this season was definitely like a growing period too for me and being better at podcasting for sure.
Definitely. And I just feel like even recently, like when we were in Miami, we will talk about Miami in full, but even in Miami, I think we got to compliment a few times like the way we flow. And I think that's through us having so many guests this season and like being able to understand like when I pause, you start, or when you pause, I ask. Like I feel like that is hard to find when you're working like a co-host situation. Like, so you're not talking over each other. Like, I feel like we got complimented in Miami about like the flow that the podcast has. And that's like really important for guest experience because they feel like they're more open to flow when we're flowing at the same time too.
Exactly. So no, it was great. And even up to your first podcast episode when we filmed yours, like that one was great too. I feel like just the things that we talked about from your story and everything that you've been through.
Yeah.
So like how was that for you? Like your podcast episode, and how did you feel about the content that was made from it?
It was great. Like I was really nervous going into that podcast episode. Like I feel like I had grown so much since being interviewed at that point in my career and just like with my brand. I had just published the book 6 months earlier. I was just like a baby in a sense of being an author and just everything I'd accomplished. Like 2025 was a huge year for me from a growth standpoint. Internally, like externally, it wasn't really like something that I displayed, but internally was huge. And so being able to be interviewed in December of that year was like really, really great for me because I was able to watch that back and really like compare and contrast like how I was feeling a couple years prior versus how I was feeling that year in December. But I just felt like I was flowing in that episode, and I feel like a lot of the clips, like even looking back at them for myself, were very motivating because I was like, wow, like I was really like, I was like on one, like in a good way. Like I was really like giving gems out like crazy in that episode. But I think it was great for us to keep that as the first season, like the first guest being me, because like the whole secret plan was obviously for me to be announced as the co-host at the end of that one. And I think it was great for like the audience to get to know me before they like got to know who I am as a co-host. So I think that was really strategic.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, of course, like as we keep on growing the podcast, having individual podcasts, it can, again, that's what'll build people with more connections. Like they'll want to know more about you. Oh, there's a podcast episode directly about your story.
I need to interview you.
Yeah, I need to do another one because I did one. I mean, a while ago. So I need to definitely do another one.
You should.
We'll have to plan that one out.
Yeah, so it's like they get to know you a little bit more, at least who you are now. Like even if it was a long time ago. How did you feel about the first guest, about me, about the first episode?
I mean, to be honest, again, like when we started the podcast, like when we started the new season, you were my top choice of being the co-host, just because like we've worked together already for multiple years for Arizona Fashion Week stuff. So I already knew how you were on camera.
Right.
So interviewing you was just honestly just a great experience because I've always filmed you and you talking to somebody. So interviewing you and getting to hear your story, I really enjoyed that too. So yeah, that whole conversation was great. And again, like you're just great at interviewing and speaking too, so it made it really easy.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, then even when we went to the next couple, like some of my favorites, actually I don't want to say favorites.
Everyone's gonna hate us. We can go in order. We can go in order.
Yeah,
we talk about like highlights from each guest, so we're not saying favorites.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go with Atlas, with the Atlas fashion show. I think that one was, I mean, really a fun podcast to do, just mostly because we were able to film their runway show. Yeah. So Logan had me out there and we were able to film his fashion show, get some of the collections that were on the runway, and integrating those clips into his content was just peak. You know, because it really showcased like what he was talking about and then why he's doing it and the actual clips to show it. So I think those were definitely my favorite when we actually have like the clips and the footage of the people, so then we can showcase that. So that one was a great one.
I really, really, really liked Logan's episode. I feel like it was such a great like start, I guess from my, not including me, but it was such a great start to have like that first guest that we co-host because I knew about Atlas Fashion Show, but I had never attended, and I still haven't attended one, and I'm really hoping that he does one in the fall so we can attend. But he was just super inspiring. Like, I just feel like a lot of the stories you hear about people and their come-up stories, like, no matter the industry, it's always like, I started in my garage, I started whatever. Like, his story is so, like iconic in that way, where it's like he started with a couple friends and then it just grew, and it's like it's so relatable to people that like want to start but don't know how, versus like I got a bunch of money and I did this, like, right, like that wasn't his story. And so I just feel like it's very relatable, and so I really, really liked that about that episode, is it was so relatable but also so glamorous, which I know is like a huge point of Hot Shots, is behind the glitz and glam, like there is stories to be told, there is conversations to be had behind like the actual runway. So I just think that was so cool that he touched on, he got really real with us on that episode, like about like how he started. He was just so down to earth, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he is.
He was so down to earth and like chill, but like so smart, and I just loved that. I loved those two things combined about him. So that was really cool.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking about relatable, I think a lot of the guests that we had on were just also relatable to just everybody watching, like especially some of the models we interviewed, like Seven, Rocio, and Brooke. Like their stories are so relatable because a lot of them weren't confident when they started. You know, they had something happen to them that they had to like break out of their shell and become like basically kind of a new person and become confident with who they are. Yeah. So it was great to hear like it's not just one person that had like a crazy experience that changed them. It was like it's happening with a lot of people. You know, a lot of people are under these different circumstances that they have to overcome. And I just felt like we talked to a lot of great models who have to overcome that barrier of confidence.
100%. And it's like, as a model, like people see you as on the runway and they're like, damn, like you're so fierce, you're so this, you're so that. And then it's like, we're learning about like Rocio's story and Seven's story and then Brooke's story. And it's just like, I would have never guessed that. about any of them. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some of the stuff they were telling us, it was just like so crazy to hear from coming from them, and just like knowing them personally. Also, it was just like, wow, like I would have never guessed that about you unless like you told us this. So it was really, really cool to hear their stories in that way. So okay, wait. So order wise. Okay, so we had obviously Atlas, and then we had Amanda on.
Yes.
Oh, Amanda is so, so awesome. Like, I love how she is a teacher, and she not only teaches and does fashion, but she teaches her trade in the school. So it's like she teaches fashion design to students in high school, and I think that's so cool that she's able to do that as a career as a teacher and then also live it. Yeah, right? Like, what was something you really liked about Amanda's episode?
I mean, her sustainability is like the whole topic she loves to talk about and do. Like, she knows that whole industry inside and out, you know? So I feel like just the way that she does her work, she really puts a lot of that in mind. So she's super smart about everything.
Literally.
Because like when we finished that podcast, like I was like, I learned so much. And like she just is so well versed in just the designing piece of it. And honestly, like teaching people more about it. So it makes sense why she's in the career she is.
100%.
But yeah, like I felt like I learned so much from her podcast. Like she's so knowledgeable in what she's doing.
She like is such a OG when it comes to like thrifting too. Like, I love that, like, when we talk thrifting, we can geek out about that. And just, I always say, like, there's just, like, so much clothes in the world to go around. Like, you know what I mean? And there's so much cool stuff to find at thrift stores. It's just a matter of actually going and finding them. And I think it's super cool she, like, repurposes clothing. Because, I mean, I'm not a designer, but I be doing that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. And then also, since our episode with her, she now is at Mob Pop, the location in downtown Phoenix.
Oh yeah, she said she was just starting that up, right?
Yep. So she is now currently there.
That's
and
sick.
has all of her stuff there. I visited right before the main pop-up, and it was gorgeous. It's a cool spot. It's in like the Heritage District.
Okay.
And there's like 4 or 5 designers that have clothing out of there. And yeah, she's one of them, and it's super great. Like, you can go there and shop at any time. Like, I think they have regular business hours.
Okay.
And the owner is super cool, and like she was saying during the podcast. So I just think what we're gonna find in the future is we're gonna hear all these things that our guests have said, and then we're gonna like, where are they at now? Like, I swear throughout the whole season, I feel like a lot of our guests like spoke things into existence, or like are currently working towards some of the stuff that they are currently doing.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, no, because that's always the best is like when they talk about it, and then we have like when they accomplish it, we have that footage of when they talked about it. So they're manifesting it on our podcast here. So it's super awesome to hear that and see everybody else kind of succeed too. So
absolutely.
But I got to check that out. I haven't seen it yet, so I have to go there someday and
it's pretty cool. It's a house technically. It's like an old house
in Tempe or Phoenix.
It's in Phoenix, so it's like in the Heritage District of Phoenix. It's kind of by like the Science Center, if you know where that is.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like there's like no clothing store in that whole district, that whole area. And so it's interesting. You walk in, and it's like, it also has Lex's sketch art. It's hung throughout the whole place. And then Amanda's in there, and then there's a younger fashion designer. I can't remember his name, but he's like 21, and he does like streetwear. And then I think there's a jewelry designer towards the back. I'm trying to remember. I only went there once, but super cool. I feel like even maybe next season we could interview the owner of that place, because she be putting a bunch of people on. That's possible, but
nice. That'd be sick.
But yeah, it's cool. You should definitely check it out.
Nice. Yeah, and I mean, talking about Alexis too. So when we interviewed Amanda, she had her with her.
Yep.
So another great thing is like the connection that we built. Like, we ended up having her make our custom art. So she was just like there doing the BTS for Amanda, and we ended up like working with her. So it also makes it great that with this, you know, we can help out other small businesses and, you know, get people to know about what they do and showcase their work. So
it's true.
Yeah. And she killed those. I love those so much. Those are some sick artworks.
It looks so good in here. Like, it's just, the space has like come to life so much since January, I feel like, in such a cool way.
It has. Yeah. Yeah. No, we definitely needed just some art pieces on the wall.
The studio's always been great, but like I was like, you guys, we need to make this better. So our anniversary party is awesome.
No,
so.
it definitely changed from like January up until now. Like the look of the studio, the painting that we did, the neon light and the art, it looks so cool now.
Yeah, it
like,
really does.
You should have seen the studio when like me and Leo were doing it in here first. Like we had the table because we just used whatever was in here.
Right.
So like like we just grabbed the 2 tables, we put them here, and like in that lobby area there was nothing. There was maybe that one couch, but I still hadn't bought like everything. So like when we had some of the guests from last season, like Alex and Lena, I mean, I love them for coming by and like really supporting us for the first episodes.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it was not that great looking back there. I was like, it's so empty.
Oh my gosh.
They would walk in and I'll be like, this is just a phase of it. It's gonna look a lot better, I swear.
That's so funny.
But now it looks so good. I love the look of the studio now.
It does, and I just feel like, you know, like each season, I feel like it's gonna get better and better. Like, you know, our goal also is to like be able to provide every guest with like a little swag bag, you know what I mean? Like we did that during the anniversary party, but you know, just like provide them with a thank you in like a branded way. And I think like we're definitely there now where we can do that. But yeah. So okay, next up was Rocio or Seven? Was it Seven first or Rocio?
I think so. Yeah.
Seven first?
Yeah, I think Seven first.
Okay, yeah,
and then
Seven.
Rocio.
Oh my gosh. I wish we would have got what he said when the camera shut off. But, you know, I feel we were saying, like, as a joke, we were saying, like, we felt like a lot of the guests, like, I think it's kind of intimidating in here because it's really nice and there's a lot of lights. And I think, like, people get very, like, nervous and, like, structured.
Yeah.
And then when, like, things start turning off, they're like, also, like, here's this, like, really dramatic piece of information that would, like, be vital to my whole entire life story. And we're like... why didn't you say that?
Seven and Edwin, yeah.
Yes, and I'm just like, dude, what? But Seven's very motivating, and I really, really loved his episode because on the runway, you've seen him. Like Seven is fierce. Like Seven is like
he gets into character.
Very into character, and I feel like that attests to him being a dancer too. Like, you know, he like comes from a dance background, so he's on stage as a performer, but in person interviewing him, he was so like, I don't know how to explain it. Like his vibe was so chill and like so like motivating and like charismatic and like just so
Very
different than his demeanor on the runway. Like it was so contrastingly different, and I loved that. I loved that. What did you like about Seven's episode?
I mean, it was great to talk about like how he built his confidence.
Yeah.
Because like I can tell like Seven, just the way he kind of was talking about his story, like he wasn't the most confident person ever. So like seeing how like his persona has just changed and how he's really gotten more confident in himself, I thought that was really great. Because you don't really hear too many stories of how Seven's life has been and some of the stuff he's going through. So it was interesting to just talk about him and see how he kind of lives his life and does all that.
And he's like so humble. You know what I'm saying? Like even like obviously I'm a woman, so like I'm not fully relating to everything he talked about, but some of the stuff he said about like body confidence as a man and like wanting to be super like fit and like him going through a couple health things and like him, you know, not being his best. Like I feel like that was so relatable to men especially, and just also coming from like Miami Swim Week, like hearing stories of like just being super fit and like that's like a whole different ballgame because you're in bathing suits and stuff. But yeah, I just felt like that was so relatable because I don't think anyone like would look at Seven and be like, oh, he needs to be in shape. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not something someone would think. So I just think it was so cool to like hear that side of him and like how humble he was, even though he didn't have to be that way in this interview. But I just feel like he was really humble. Yeah. And like, but in a motivating way. But like he was really humble.
For sure. And I mean, Rocio's up next. Like hers also like she put a lot of work into being a model. Yeah. Like, I mean, because taking that whole step to go to New York, to go to Coco Rocha's model camp, that takes a lot of being uncomfortable and just like pursuing what you want to do. Yep. There's not a lot of people, at least in Arizona, that I've met that has done that and has really like gone through that path. So her doing that was like just super inspiring too. It
really is. And like her and I've known her since 2020 and we had been cranking out so much like creative content. I just feel like it's one of those attestments to like the more you do, the better you get. And like I watched in real time how she got so much better and better and better. She's already so good at the beginning, but like you just, and then like I told you and during the interview I said this, like when she came back from that camp, she changed. Like that is, and that goes to show like if you are legitimately one of those people that are worried to take that next step or that scary thing, that's going to catapult you into who knows what. Because, like, she came back from New York, and we all joked as friends. Like, we all joked because she had, like, shaved the side. She shaved the side of her head after.
I didn't know her in that point. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like,
crazy.
I mean, she's still a badass, but, like, it was like, damn, like, she's a whole different person. Like, she unlocked a whole new character of herself.
Yeah.
And she would have never done that if she was not surrounded by new environments, new people, and also being in places where these people were, like, you know, Coco, for example, were in the room with her, teaching her. Like, you know, you're only one step away from, like, your biggest dream, your biggest idol. And she was she was in that environment with that person. And so I think that's really important. But I loved Rocio's episode. I think that she doesn't do interviews often. Like, I think especially Rocio and Seven, like, out of all of the guests, like, they do not do interviews often. So, like, it was really cool for them to, like, do interviews and step out and, like, really show a side of them that, like, you would not guess because they're both extremely fierce on the runway. Like, so fierce.
Yeah. No, it was good. And I love just, like, the ending talk because, like, me and Rocio definitely, just because, like, we grew up Hispanic, it was, I felt like the ending was so funny because we were talking about, like
bouncy houses.
Yeah, our bouncy houses. We were talking about like the Guitar Hero games. I was like, the ending just felt so genuine. Like, because like we did like ask her like great questions and we got some great like interview footage. But just that ending, I just thought was like so funny. That like was a great genuine way to kind of segment into our lifestyles. You know,
it really was.
That was one of my favorite things about her podcast was that like last ending talk. Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Okay, I'm trying to think of the order now.
I think we got Brooke.
After it was Brooke after that. Oh, Brooke. Her freaking podcast was so inspiring.
It was
insanely inspiring. What did you find the most like memorable about it?
I mean, when I messaged Brooke, like I had no idea about who she was really. I just saw like again she was the Miss Intercontinental and then she was Miss Globe. She had that on her profile, so I was looking more into her and I saw that she was modeling for a while. So I was like, okay, I think she'd be a good guest.
Right.
And then when she came on and she talked about her story and just like how she grew up and her learning disabilities and all that, I was like, wow, you really, from who you are on Instagram, from what I saw to who the person that sat down with us, I was like, I would never have guessed that.
Same.
So that was my favorite thing about hers is like everything she's overcome to become who she is. And like, it just shows like confidence isn't given, you know, like you really have to work to build yourself up.
Yeah, like her saying how shy, like overly shy she was, and like just like all the battles she dealt with. She threw in, she had broke like how many bones, like 12, 15.
Yeah, something crazy.
So casually threw that in, and like we casually walked past that. But no, like, and her energy is so infectious. Like she's such a cute, like giggly, like sunshine, like ray of sunshine. Yeah, and like people compare my energy to that, but I swear her energy's on a whole different level.
You guys are like equals. I felt like you guys vibe so well.
We were vibing and giggling, and then you did this, and we got it together. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like she was just so down to earth, and I wasn't surprised by that. But I think that it's the type of person it takes to be in pageantry on that level and just be relatable. And like I just feel like, I don't know. And we have, coming from that caveat, we need to talk about Kim because that podcast was insane in the best way. But Brooke, like she was so refreshing. Not to say any of our guests weren't, but like from how her industry is to who she is was so cool. It was, like you said, the contrast was crazy.
Yeah.
And like I had absolutely no idea of all of, her speech stuff, and you would just never guess it. You would just never guess that from her Instagram and from what she displays online. And yeah, she was just a breath of fresh air, and I think that's the energy she gives everyone, and it's just so cool to see that. So I really enjoyed interviewing her, and
Yeah.
I didn't know her at all, obviously, beforehand, so that was really fun too, like meeting her for the first time and interviewing her.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how the pageant turns out, because it's the day after the private preview that we're going to this Thursday, this coming Thursday. So it's June 12th, I think, the pageant day. So I'm excited to see how that turns out, and then
Me too.
like we're gonna be at that private preview, so we'll get to connect with some of the other pageant girls and some of the other people that are there. So I'm excited to see how that turnout goes.
I'm gonna really excited too.
Yeah, that was gonna be fun. But I mean, then going into Kim's podcast was, I mean, her story is also crazy.
Crazy.
Like how she ended up just moving to the United States with nothing and built the connections and started doing some crazy stuff in pageantry, going to Dubai and all that
Literally.
stuff. It's crazy coming from how she said, like a small town, not knowing her mom and doing all the things that she did. That's super inspiring.
Super inspiring. And then like for me, what really hit home for me was like the content, like talking about the social media and like how she's grown her social and, you know, like the importance of just like posting and, you know, building her brand. And that like really hit home for me. And that was just like, I was getting chills throughout Kim's whole interview. Like just what she was saying and like the way she was saying it. And she's just a really like fluid in the way she like talks about things. And like I just, even like pulling clips from that to post on my Instagram, I was like, she's just flowing. Like I was like, we weren't really talking a lot. Like she was flowing like throughout that whole episode. Like we asked a lot of questions, but it was just, she's so good at flowing.
Definitely that pageantry. That pageantry helps.
That's
so
what
many
I'm
years of
saying.
pageantry. She just knows how to just keep the conversation going.
And I'm excited for her. I left that episode being super motivated. That was one of our night episodes, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I
was
remember
a later
it.
one.
Yeah, I remember it being a night episode because we like filmed most of our episodes on Sundays because of my work schedule, but we did a couple night episodes. Edwin's was a night episode.
Yeah.
When we still need to talk about him, and Kim's was a night episode. And I don't know, something hits different with the night episodes for some reason.
Right.
But she was just. I came out of that interview so motivated. Like she was so motivating to just like, let's get shit done. Like, let's go. And like, that was like, I don't know, like that lit a fire under me. So I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, that one was good. And I mean, even talking about that was like Edwin's too. Edwin was also like let's get shit done. Let's really like lock in.
Serendipity, like him and like Kim's stories and how that stuff just fell into place because of situations.
Yeah.
That was like very similar. Like the way their lives just kept doing that.
Yeah, because they always wanted to level up and they weren't afraid to talk to the person who is doing better than them or knows more than them. They wanted to learn from them. So that definitely stood out with Edwin and Kim. So Edwin's podcast was great with just, again, everything he's done, everything he's learned, and just everything we see him kind of doing now. So I really liked his episode as well.
And I feel like he was dropping, like, I feel like so many of our guests, like, were dropping gems, and we were just like, wait a second, what? Like, like, some of the things he was dropping, like, about, like, what he's done and the people he's worked with, and then, you know, he did this, and then he casually, like, moved over that, and we're just like, whoa, like, back up. Like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and then, you know, I met this person, and I guess after that, I was, you know, being the lead of this, and it's like, what? Wait, bro, back up. Like, what are you,
like, we need to know more.
Like, what are we talking about? But, like, Edwin, since I've known that man, like, he's had like 4 or 5 jobs consistently all the time. Like he all he does, like, he be working. And the reason why I think he's so motivating to me is all of the jobs he works are all like creative. But like he has like, it's like corporate creative, like, you know, like he works in, he talked about the scent thing and how he works in Neiman Marcus, and then he talked about obviously modeling, but then he talked about being a professional MUA and working for Mac and all these big brands. So it's just like, he's very well connected, and I feel like his podcast, like, engagement wise, it's super well. Like, so many people were like, Edwin,
people love him.
Like his reel, like, people from all over. And he told me that he actually shared it to his family in Mexico. And like everyone in Mexico was like, oh my God, bro, like, I'm so happy for you. Like, you're doing it. You're killing it. I watched the episode. And something I didn't share with you. You want to know something?
What's up?
In March, which was the month that I got sick, Like everything in my life
I remember,
went
yeah.
crazy. I was like sick
The car
whole
crash,
month.
too.
Car crash,
Yeah.
month of March. I was like sick for like almost a month and a half. I got in a car accident. It was a whole thing. But when I was in Chicago with family, and you know how I am, and I've spoke about this in my interview. I don't really expect like my close friends or family to support. Even if they do, that's great. But I'm not like expecting that because it like can disappoint people to do that when you're building something because some people don't get it.
Yeah.
When I went to Chicago for my grandma's funeral, my family was like, "Oh no, we watch your episodes weekly."
Oh, no way.
Like my uncle,
They stay tuned.
my
That's
uncle and
sick.
aunt were like, "We watch your episodes weekly on YouTube on the big screen on our TV."
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, "What?" And then my sister was like, "Oh yeah, I love the long form." Like Johnny and I, my brother-in-law, like, "Oh, we watch it as well." She goes,
That's sick.
I love the long form because like it kind of like shows your full personality, you know, like reels only do so much." And I didn't even realize my like extended family was watching the podcast.
Yeah,
Isn't that insane?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean the support. I mean
You just
it's
never
definitely
know.
there. Yeah. I mean you never know. They don't really talk about it, but yeah. I mean I've met a couple people too where like they'll just come up to me and be like, "Oh, we love the podcast stuff." So
That's so cool.
yeah, no, it's cool. Like just seeing more and more people know about it and support. So it's definitely a good feeling. But
It really is. It's
yeah.
consistency. Like it's just the consistency.
Exactly.
You know, of everything. Okay, so what happened? So we kind of got the order mixed, but that's okay.
I wanted to talk a little, like one last thing about Edwin.
Yeah.
Like in his makeup, he is so good at what he does too. So we ended up, my parents ended up hiring him to do the makeup for my little sister's quinceañera.
Yes, okay.
And he killed it. Like, my mom was telling me about like the makeup artist that my other little prima that she got, and like she didn't really end up liking it that much, and like even another friends of ours that had her quince wasn't that much. But then like we were talking about Edwin's, and my sister was like, he did it so perfect, like it looks better than the photo that I made.
He
and
makes
like we
the
all
skin
loved
look
it.
like not real. Like the makeup looks so when he does it, like your skin looks like glass. Like
Yeah,
it's
my
insane.
parents and everybody that saw my little sister, they were all like, "Wow, that looks so good! Like it's not too much,
Right.
It's like the perfect amount." So I think he called it like soft glam or something like
Yeah,
that.
soft glam, and he's all about that skincare and that prep. Like when I've gotten my
Yeah.
makeup done by him, I like arrived to his studio. He's like, "Okay, here's a face scrub, here's a lip scrub. Like go exfoliate before I start." Like and I think it has to do with his education in skincare.
Yeah.
Because like skincare is like one of the biggest misses that people make with makeup. The skincare, I'm sure, like he had your sister like prep and stuff, and then like he's like he knows the science behind makeup. That's why he's also so good because he
Yeah.
knows what oxidizes and what sips in the skin and what makes like glass skin and what makes pores like what makes soft glam. Like he's just so educated
Yeah,
in makeup
well-versed.
on like a whole different level because he's worked in MAC and he's worked for these big brands where people are asking these type of questions. So
True.
yeah, no, and I'm so glad. I would love to see pics, but yeah, no, I'm sure he killed it. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's coming by. Her quince on or her the day of her quince is on the 19th, so he's also coming by to do her quince
Okay.
makeup.
Oh wait,
but
was she doing like a photo shoot or a trial?
that one was a photo shoot.
Photo
The one
shoot,
that she
okay.
did, yeah, was her photo shoot, and then he's coming by again to do the actual quinceañera makeup look.
Oh
So
my God, that's so
I'm excited for it. But it goes again, like we ended up getting Alexis to do the art, and then we ended up working with Edwin. So
Yep.
I think it's just awesome too that we get to build these connections and also just work with the people that we have on here too.
It's true.
So I
It's
think that's
true.
also great about this.
I agree. Okay, so who was next? Was it Haley J after that or no?
Let me check. I think so.
Brooke and then Haley J. I'm
Brooke.
trying to remember.
Yeah. Well, actually, the hairstylist. So Lacey and Peyton.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
technically, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was Haley.
Okay.
But
That-
I think let's go to Haley's, and then since Lacey's and Peyton's were part of Miami
Miami.
Swim Week,
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's talk about Haley's.
Yeah, with Haley's, I mean, again, her personality is amazing. Like she's super easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And then like just the ambition she has for her brand, like I can see she's definitely going places with her brand, and I'm excited that we had her on the podcast and was able to talk about her brand story.
Yeah.
So I love that podcast. It was a good one.
I loved it because like she has such a background in fashion too, and like she reminded me a little bit of Amanda, because they're both like super educational and like
You're
the
right,
technicalities of fashion and like the textiles and like stuff like that. Like I felt like I was getting like a lesson in fashion, like when she was explaining all of that. And I think it was really cool to understand like how she goes to New York and she like literally is in the weeds, because I feel like certain designers are not in the weeds like that, and you can just tell like she was built and born to do this based off of her story being like she's 5 years old and she's doing that. Like that's crazy. And then like her still fulfilling that dream through her life, and like like even being a guest while she's pregnant, like she's just a superwoman. You know, and
Working
we'll
for
talk
her
about it
dreams,
like
for
seeing
sure.
her in Miami in a second, but yeah, like she's just killing it, and like I'm very excited. She dropped so many gems about what she was going to drop this summer, and I just was looking at my bank account subtracting. I was like,
You're like, I gotta get that, I gotta get that.
like
Some of her stuff is so nice, like the heels
really
that
nice.
she recently made, her purse that she had, like everything's so like colorful. I really like it too. Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah,
so I'm excited what she does in the future with everything, and we're gonna see her on Thursday too. So we'll get to reconnect, and again, we saw her in Miami as well, and everything she was doing there. But yeah, no, that was a great podcast episode too, and yeah, no, definitely now that you said it, her and Amanda's, they definitely know a lot because they've been through it. They've gone to school for it. They've learned real.
They both worked in retail in a sense. Like she worked in luxury retail, Haley did.
Yeah,
and so did Amanda, right? Like she was a stylist for, what did she say, Neiman Marcus? Was it Neiman Marcus?
I don't remember honestly too well, but it sounds
something like that.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she worked for that stylist. Remember she was talking about that?
Yeah, then that's what kind of escalated everything she was doing. But yeah. So there's a lot of similarities in that too. So it was pretty crazy.
It's really crazy. What's crazier is that we did an interview on the beach, like twice. Like, let's like segue. Let's segue to that. Cause like that, okay, so we went to Miami. We had a few guests lined up, you know, things happen. I feel like we had doubled the guests this season that actually, like, I feel like half dropped. Like there was at least 3 or 4 or 5 that couldn't do it, right? Like that happens. I feel like that's good advice for someone that's starting a podcast. Like you have to like triple or double your guest like expectations to get what you actually want. Cause stuff happens. Life happens. People, you know, have stuff come up. But like, talk about how you met them.
Yeah.
Talk about how you met Lacey and Peyton.
So we met Lacey first. So we met her on the plane going to Miami, which is like super crazy. Like
Wait, pause for a second because I'm going to forget. Tell me why Lacey was in front of Clarence and I the whole time on the way home.
For real?
Literally in the seat, literally in front of Clarence. And then
no way.
Yeah, and then when we landed, she's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh my god!" And she's
you
like,
guys didn't notice?
No, because she was
crazy.
dead. She was super quiet, and like I thought it would potentially was her. And I looked at him and I was like, "Is that Lacey?" I was like, wasn't sure. And then when we landed, she's like, "Oh my god, hi guys!" I'm like, "What?
What? That's
anyway,
crazy.
It was crazy.
That's crazy. That she comes like we're sitting next to her on the way there, and then you guys are sitting next to her on the way back.
It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Wow. But yeah, no, we met her on the plane. Like I was talking with Leo just about some of the stuff that we got going on and some of the things we have planned. And then she was like, "Are you guys gonna be at Swim Week?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be doing some filming." And she was like, "Oh, I'm a hairstylist." Like, and then she kind of went a little bit about her story there. And yeah, she's done so much to where I was like, "Well, we'd love to have you on and talk about your experiences."
Right.
And yeah, like she was super down for it. She was the first guest that we had, and Peyton was, I guess, her other friend that she also does a lot of makeup with.
Yeah.
So she ended up inviting her, and then we had them both on there.
They're both like so well experienced, so like well traveled. Both of them have been in multiple fashion weeks across the world. Like it was just so cool to hear both of their perspectives, and like I think it takes a certain type of person to just be down like that, to like film an interview, just meeting someone, being down, and then like us being like, let's set up on the beach. Like you guys need to understand, like we like the quality of the interview was a testament to Isaac and like his creative genius brain when it comes to videography, because we had like 3. Explain all the setups. Like we had so many cameras. Yeah, so the 3 camera setups, and then we ended up finding those 2 like seating things, so ended up working perfect, honestly. And then yeah, I mean, we had all the equipment. Like what we do, we're able to be mobile. Like we don't have to be in the studio
every single time for a podcast. So like in that case with Miami, like we were able to do the podcast on the beach.
Right.
So like if any other swim week or any other fashion week is like, hey, we want to have you guys out there, we can bring our cameras, we can bring the mics, we can go literally anywhere. So just the fact that we were able to do that is a big piece in itself. So
it is, yeah.
I'm looking forward to, I mean, any other opportunities we have with fashion weeks that want to have us out there, like we can do it. And having a podcast on the beach,
that was
like
insane.
That just shows like we can do really it anywhere.
Literally. So. Oh my gosh. And like the audio was great. Like it wasn't like we got, you know, the message across. Like, you know, we brought 3 mics, so Isaac and I just shared a mic for that interview because obviously we wanted both of them on.
Yeah.
But then obviously after that interview, which was extremely inspiring, you know, we just did a 30-minute, right? Like we didn't want to pressure them to do an hour, but we were just flowing too. And, you know, I feel like they were super cool and down to earth and relatable and motivating.
But no, yeah, that entire, 5 days that we were in Miami with doing those 2 podcasts and then just showing up to the majority of the events.
Shows, yeah,
it was a crazy experience.
And I put together 9 looks in 4.5 days.
I know. Dude. You were like switching outfits 2 times a day almost.
Dude, I had I think Thursday I wore 3 outfits.
You were on your influencer.
I was.
On your influencer right there. Yeah, you had so many different outfits. You had, what did you leave with, like 1,000 photos, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was working Zach to the bone, but he made some really good connections too. And like, he has a good eye. And like, it was really fun to work with him on that level. And it becomes like an Olympic sport. Like, that's how I feel. Like, when I'm switching looks like that much, and like my brain is on like 1,000 miles per minute when it comes to creativity at that point. Because I'm like, mind you, you guys, like, I had put, like, loose idea looks together the day before the trip. And then the morning of, I had to finish working my corporate job. I was, like, having to close out a ton of stuff. And so I didn't have time. I just threw everything I had in my suitcase. I just closed it. Like, I actually, like, I'm serious.
That was me.
It's crazy. And then it's, like, most of those clothes were already in my closet, which is also cool. Like, I didn't really spend a ton of money on, like, new stuff. I got one outfit when we were there, that yellow outfit. But other than that, like, most of it I already had in my closet. But I was talking to a friend the other day. She's like, you should do, like, a video about how you, like, because you only had a carry-on, 2 carry-ons? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, for that many outfits?
Yeah.
And the heels?
And the heels that broke. All right,
right.
I mean, I still can get them fixed.
The heels.
But that was a crazy story.
Yeah,
that
first, I think it was the first night too, right? Or the second night. It was the first night that we went to Mango.
Was it on Friday? Because I took a fit check.
So.
I took a full fit with the gold heels, and that was on Thursday because I wore the first Drea Dare cheetah dress with the gold heels.
Yeah.
So it must have been on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I definitely got one look out of those heels. And that's when my feet started hurting miserably. But we were running through like a hurricane, guys. Like it was
honestly like a hurricane.
And you had just bought new shoes, which was the most.
Yeah, these ones right here, they're still.
How
clean.
are they still white?
They're still a little
It doesn't
clean.
make any sense at all.
Yeah, no, I was jumping over those puddles. I was taking leaps.
Fighting for my life. Like I don't know how the shoes got broken, but what I do know is like my foot was sliding, like this, and I kept saying my foot's sliding. And it was hurting, and then all of a sudden it went, boop, and the strap came off, and I was like, wow.
Dang.
It was rough.
Yeah, Miami won.
Miami
Colleen
definitely
0.
won. No, seriously.
Colleen heels 0.
The weather in Miami is so bipolar, too. Like, if you're going to Miami soon in the summer, guys, like, you need to dress for, like, rainstorms and, like, extreme humidity.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to put that. It's
Yeah.
just so bipolar there.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice, though. My hair was thriving.
Right?
My curls were.
Yeah, everybody's skin there. I can tell
we
everybody's skin there
hydrated.
is nice. Yeah, because their pores are always open.
Literally.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I miss Miami already, though. I love the green and the palm trees, and everything is so green there and so cool.
Yeah, no, it was a vibe.
The food was
I really liked
amazing
it.
Also.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shout out to all of the food we had. It was all good.
Yeah.
All really good.
Yeah, it was a great time. And that whole just experience, too, like, we met so many great people. Like, we ended up meeting the people who actually put together the Swim Week shows.
Yep.
So that in itself was huge. We could potentially do something with them. We'll let you guys know what's going to be happening there. But yeah, like, we made the best connections. When I was at all the shows. I was streaming the entire thing,
Yeah.
so I got a lot of like mini model interviews and
Yep, you were
like
putting in the
connected with
work.
people on stream.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It was tough to stream to keep up that energy. But,
Yeah.
but I honestly kind of thrived in there.
Yeah.
Because like everywhere around, you look around and everybody there is creating content.
Right.
Like everybody's a content creator. No one's like kind of a little nervous. I felt like nobody was
Right.
really nervous to make content. Everybody was walking around. They were like super confident.
It's like
Some people were
expected.
streaming. Yeah, I felt like it was just the norm.
Yep.
And like out here, like I'll be like streaming or making videos or like doing a vlog and everybody would just stare at me.
Right.
But over there, like it was just so normalized.
We
that,
saw a lot of streamers too, like on the streets.
Yeah.
Like just walking around.
Yeah, so that's what I honestly really like. Like I felt like I was in my element, like I was
Yeah.
like in my spot there. Like it was a great feeling just seeing how many other content creators were out there.
I agree. And like also the show itself was put together so well. Like I love the stage, I love the setup and like
oh yeah,
the aesthetics.
venue was so
It was so nice and like I just loved and the energy of the models was so cool to see. Like I just think swimwear is so different than regular fashion because it's like it meant to be fun and it's meant
Yeah.
to be, you know, like bubbly and like I just feel like I think that's also part of the vibe, you know, like everyone's energy there was really high and
Yeah.
it was just really like upbeat. And not to say that like when we go to New York Fashion Week it won't be, but like New York vibe is chic and
Yeah.
mysterious and but that was like swim, summer, fun. Like
Yeah.
it was like the epitome of that.
yeah.
And I just think that like next year, like, you know, if we go back, people are gonna know us. Like people are gonna
Oh,
recognize our faces.
100%,
Like,
yeah.
you know, I know you went in 2024 and then you didn't go last year and it's like the more like we go and we show up and guys, like this show is what is it, 4 days long? 5 days long?
4 days, yeah.
So it's like we are going back to the same venue for 4 days straight every single night. Seeing the same faces, making those connections, seeing different faces, making new connections. And I think like that is the beauty of it. And then Kodak Black was there.
Yeah, Kodak.
Kodak Black randomly showed up.
Zach and Kodak ended up being homies.
Homies, like that was crazy. There was a couple celebrities that showed up throughout a couple times. And
There was a couple, yeah.
there's also different shows. Like we showed up to the shows, but there's also different shows going on during
Yeah.
Miami Fashion Week in different places, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we were there for that specific venue and at that specific place. But I think being repetitive was important because then I think like people saw our faces and started recognizing us.
Yeah.
The more we would show up every day and like be there again, they're like, oh, hey, what's up? Like we saw you yesterday. And like even some of the people that worked like the show itself, like by the end, they were like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
because we kept showing up. And I
Yeah.
think that's important.
Yeah, no, that definitely happened with AJ and then the other producer.
The one that was
ones
like holding that light, the guy with
Yeah.
the ponytail.
Yeah, like at first, if you remember when we got
Yep.
there for the meet and greet, AJ was a little bit more welcoming, but I forgot the other one's name with the light. But he just felt like at first he was like not wanting to communicate. I felt like
Right.
since he was so locked into doing what
So
he needed to do.
much, yeah.
But after he saw us for like 2-3 days, he was a lot more open to talking to us. Like
Yep.
me, Leo, and Zach had like a good conversation with him about the event, what he does. So yeah, us just showing our face and being there, like
Yep.
it just people are just a lot more open to want to talk to you and
It's
and,
true.
and do all that. So
And it's
that was
also
great.
just like that goes to show also with the whole podcast, right? Like it's tough to film a whole season consistently, have consistent guests, have a consistent, you know, show up. Like it was tough for me, especially putting these looks together not every single week, but a lot of weeks. Like
yeah.
I'm sure there were many times where we didn't want to show up and we just did anyway and like killed it. You know what I mean? It's about the consistency of it, and no one's gonna know like if you know as long as you show up as your best. Like that's what we were doing for Miami. That's what
Yeah.
we were doing for each and every interview because the guests deserved that from us. They didn't deserve like 90% us. Like they deserved 100% us. And so
Yes.
I think both of us work well together because we are very hard workers and we've taken this podcast as a job, as a serious, like this is an endeavor. This is, you know, we have goals in mind. And I remember speaking with you in December. I was like, oh, this is going to be a feat. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I say yes to this, like 2026 is going to be a feat and it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. And I think like we really did kick ass low key. Like, not even low key, like high key.
High key, yeah. It's, I mean, this whole 6 months has been a crazy trip, honestly, from just, again, the connections that we've made through the podcast and just the amount of traction we've been getting. It's been a lot, but like, I've been doing this work for a long time. So for me, it's like, it's nothing different from what I've already been doing for the past couple of years. But this one is like, it's definitely bigger than what I've done for myself. You know, now it's like we're doing this for a bigger purpose. There's way more to this than anything I've done. So I'm super happy to, again, put in all this work and make it work, you know? So,
exactly.
But yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next season, honestly. And like this next season coming up, we got hopefully the next thing coming up with New York Fashion Week, Miami Swim Week. Because we do, like Le Creme, the agency that had us out there last year, they want to do something similar to having us out there again.
Let's go.
So if we're able to get the Miami Swim Week in New York, and then we have Le Creme, then New York Fashion Week in September is just going to go crazy.
It's going to go crazy. This is so exciting. And like, again, like to attest to what you said, like, I guess we kind of have a relatability in that way. Like, you've been doing content and filming for so long, and I've been doing content and hosting and filming for so long. So it's just really cool, like, to see how the pairing, like, has done this and like what it could potentially be in the future. And I just think that it's super cool to see, like, and I think I kept thinking in my head throughout the whole season, like, how we don't realize how impactful we are, how we're impacting people when we are asking these guests to be on, and how they're inspired by just like watching their own episode. Like I was saying, my first episode, like some of them have never done interviews. Like Brooke said she's never done an interview. That was her first interview ever. So it's just like, to people like that, like, not only are we inspiring ourselves, inspiring them, they're inspiring others, and they're inspiring themselves. So it just like, it's such a, you know, it's a circle. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, there's just been so much. I feel like I've just grown so much, like and just the way that I communicate too through the podcast. Yeah. So it's just been such a great experience, like doing this whole thing this season. The whole studio looks way better. Like it was really nice. Like this season has definitely been great. Like I cannot wait to see what the next year or what the next couple months has, because I mean we have a lot. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited just to see how the momentum keeps going.
I agree. And the anniversary party was amazing too. I'm excited for that video recap.
Yeah, I still need to put that together. There's just so much.
So much
I'm trying to put together the Miami Swim Week YouTube video too. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
That's why we need July off, y'all. We need a little bit of a break.
Yeah, let me get caught up with all this stuff.
No, seriously. But it's been such a good time, and I'm just super excited. I'm so excited for what's to come, and thank you to all of the guests, obviously.
All the guests.
You guys are incredible, and thank you so much for being a part of this season and just like sharing the content and being amazing and inspiring, because we couldn't do it without you, obviously. So.
Yes. So we'll thank you guys again so much for watching this is our third season now. Thank you guys so much for watching the third season now of Hot Shots. Again, there is so much more coming. We have some great guests that we plan to have on the podcast, so be on the lookout for it. We got a lot coming. Anything else? I think we kind of went through everything.
I think that's it. We got to get that thing.
Yeah, the little clipboard. That's gonna be the start of the next season.
Literally.
So, but
all right. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys again. This has been amazing.
Thank you guys. Be sure to subscribe if you guys are new. There's about we're at like 90% of you guys that are watching but aren't subscribed. So if you're watching right now and you want to see what we're up to in this next coming season, hit subscribe, hit follow on all the social media accounts. We're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and on audio, we got Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So check us out on every single account, and we'll be having a lot more podcasts coming to you.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Peace.